On this episode of Screen Geeks, we're going to talk about the series finale of WandaVision. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Screen Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, usually Thursdays at 9 o'clock, but due to the finale of WandaVision, tonight, Friday at 9 o'clock, March 5th, Ralph.
What's up? How's it going?
It goes, how are you, my friend?
Right.
I like this very tightly cut head of yours. It's very.
I've been watching a lot of Mask, and Alex Sector is my hero. So.
All right. Okay. All right. Oh man, Colleen has been chomping at the bit to talk about this episode tonight, so I'm glad I just heard her yell out there. She's out of control. Jay Griffiths is here. All I can say is I need that figure. I assume it's the Wand or the Scarlet Witch figure. Riley Bob, yo, Dad reporting to life. Love it, Riley Bob. Glad you're here. Colleen is here. Jay Griffiths, you know it's gonna be a good one when Colleen's in the chat. That's debatable. Don't encourage her, Jay. Don't encourage her. Fetz Ralph Boner. Listen, you were referenced in the show today. So.
But they've been talking about Ralph the whole time.
I know. All right. Well, no, stop it, Jay. Stop encouraging. Stop. All right. So. Before we get into talking about the season finale, series finale, whatever. I mean, the episode was titled the series finale, which makes sense with the whole TV show thing. We'll talk about whether or not that means this is the actual series finale at the end of the show. We'll talk about all the details from the episode. But before we do any of that, Ralph, I do have something to say to you because it's essentially, I'm calling it's our 1 year anniversary because March 9th, 2020, we did our first live show together.
On this episode of Life, we're going to do a live discussion on the Ghostbusters Afterlife score.
So low tech back then. I mean, and then look at how young you were pre-pandemic.
Oh gosh. Apparently it was cold last February or March.
Yeah, March 9th. So yes, you and I did a live stream on the Ghostbusters Afterlife score. At the time, we called it Geek Dad Live because it was a live stream, and you were kind enough to join with me. But this was the start of the thing that became Screen Geeks, our weekly show where we talk about all things TV. So, Ralph, happy 1 year streaming anniversary.
Thanks. I think this is episode 29.
Is it 29?
So maybe not every week, but pretty good. Yeah, I think we skipped a couple months.
We did. I think we did that one. It was a while. So I was like, let's see. You want to do this like every week? And then that's kind of, we're taking a few weeks off here and there. But still, it's been a lot of fun doing this with you, Ralph. We've been friends for a long time. We've guested on each other's podcasts for a long time. This is the first time you and I have had a consistent thing that we've made together.
Yeah, like a show together.
Exactly, like an actual show together. Now, since it is our 1 year anniversary, and Fetz, thank you for the proper emoji here because there's nothing but love. I got you a present for our 1 year.
Ooh, is it Brad Turner?
Just give me a second.
Okay.
So, I know how much you've been into Mask, and I know there's been a few things that you've been looking for, and I saw this one show up today at my local vintage toy shop, Crow Mag Toys.
Really?
And the second I saw it there, and you can ask Colleen, I literally got up, jumped in the car, and drove over there. It's like 5 minutes from my house. It's not that far, but still drove over there and picked this thing up for you.
Did you call him first? Warn him.
I messaged him. I was like, because he posts it on his website too, and anybody can buy it around the world. So I was like, pull it! I'm coming over right now.
All right.
So anywho, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, here we go.
Whoa. Whoa, and it's in pretty good shape.
Okay, so it's all the
that always happens.
Mm-hmm. All the stickers are intact, and look what else works.
Oh, that's a solid snap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Matt Tracker's in there. Matt Tracker looks clean too.
Yep, Matt Tracker is clean. The seat belts are intact. All the stickers are there. A little bit of chrome, but not too bad. But stickers are there. Fine. In good shape. Tires are in good shape, not flat. Still has the two little
bombs.
Yep.
Wow.
Bombs are included.
That's insane. That's better than anything I've seen online.
Chrome is still good.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Thanks.
So that and then there's more. It came with its original mini comic.
Oh, cool.
That came with the comic.
That's awesome. Speaking of Alex Sector.
And it also came with the original cross-sell poster that had all of the others from, I think, the first series.
Right.
So you got all of that beautiful retro.
Oh, my God.
And then you have a sweet mask poster on the other side.
I need a double-sided frame that I can
just hang it up.
Hang it and then turn it when I feel. That's awesome, dude.
So there you go, buddy. Happy 1 year anniversary. I'll send it with the other figure that I haven't sent you yet. But
I got you this receipt for Taco Bell.
I love it.
I had a complaint to Taco Bell today. That's awesome, man. Thanks so much. I've been watching Mask. Hey, it's awesome.
Yep.
I have all of the guys that I did when I was a kid, with the exception of Thunderhawk. Man, that looks like it's a really good shape.
It's really that's why I jumped, because again, the chrome is nice, the doors still work, they go up.
They don't sag at all.
No sagging, spring, everything. This thing's in really good shape. So this came in, somebody brought in their entire Mask collection, sold the whole thing to Chrome Mag Toys.
That's awesome.
The only thing the guy kept was his Hurricane.
Hurricane's the best. Hurricane's so cool.
So it is already in box and it is going your way, good sir.
Sweet. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Dude, I've been watching Mask. Dude, it kind of holds up. There's some episodes that look like Filmation, where it's real weird, it's kind of stiff animation. There's a medium animation, and then there's a good animation. I think there's 3 animation studios that did Mask, and the ones that are look like straight up anime are amazing. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube. I went on YouTube. There's a couple of playlists out there that have every episode. I found a site that rips playlists so I could just watch them on my Apple TV without having to go through YouTube and find the playlist. So it holds up. It really does. Everything T-Bob says is funny. I found out last night that T-Bob is short for Thingamabob.
Oh,
Didn't
nice.
know that. Also, okay, so this is kind of fun. I looked up the voice cast of Mask. I'm like, who are these people? There's only 7 people that voice all the people in Mask. It's just a group of people. The kid who plays Scott Tracker, the kid, is also the voice of Dennis the Menace in the 80s cartoon. And if you watch Dennis the Menace, he sounds just like Scott Tracker. But then what I found out was more interesting, in Dennis the Menace cartoon, the voice of Mr. Wilson and the voice of the dad is Phil Hartman.
Really?
Yeah. I threw on an episode of Dennis the Menace to hear Scott Tracker. I'm like, I know that voice. I really know that voice. That voice is somebody. Looked it up. Phil Hartman does the voice for both Mr. Wilson and Dennis the Menace.
I haven't watched that Dennis the Menace again since I was probably a kid.
What?
Dennis the Menace.
It wasn't great. Dennis.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, I have not watched Mask in a long time, but I'll watch it again. And Real Ghostbusters was like that too. You get like some of the episodes, the animation was way better, and some the animation was terrible.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just one of those things. They put it out to all these different probably studios because they needed to put out like 100 animated episodes.
Right.
Back then. But anywho, all right, Ralph.
That's awesome.
Enough of this Mask chat. We're here to talk about WandaVision.
Right.
So here's the thing. Let's set the scene. People know that as we started the show, we didn't love it.
Right.
It liked kind of the concept. The visuals looked really cool, but the whole TV thing, it took a little while to get into it. But I think as it progressed, it finally expanded outside of the Westview world and everything.
Episode 4
really started to kind of pick up and like, okay, this feels like we're in the Marvel universe and the story is moving along and all those kinds of things. So now that we have the last episode, what's your first kind of take here? You've been a harsh critic of WandaVision. What's your first take here on the finale?
Right. I don't think I'll go back and rewatch the first 3 episodes. You kind of already have the gist of what you need to understand as far as her being in that world and creating that world and doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So that never really tied back in. I mean, we did get some scenes from a different point of view in episode 4, where we saw, who was talking on the radio. We saw where the remote control helicopter came from. Stuff like that. The beekeeper outfit. So that was cool. So starting at 4 on, I really, really enjoyed the show. The finale had some really amazing stuff in it and some really kind of mundane stuff in it.
Okay.
But for me, the mundane stuff was the action.
Interesting. Okay.
I was more interested. I mean, at this point, when you're making this kind of a show that kind of breaks the mold of Marvel, it's a little bit boring to me that the whole finale is essentially a Marvel movie. Like it's a big CG fight in a storm cloud, green screen. I kept thinking about what they're doing on Mandalorian and shooting in the volume and how it looks so great. And then watching this and being like, it's green screen.
Yeah.
Like it just looks green screened.
I will say that there is a certain thing with 2 flying superheroes fighting in the sky. It's hard to make that compelling.
Right.
And so to me, it was less that it's green screen and more of just, well, they're in the sky. I don't really care. But I think what added weight to it was probably your point, the more actual like plot stuff and techniques and everything like that.
Yeah. Anything with Vision and Wanda and the kids were great. There's that sort of shot that was like The Incredibles, where the whole family was there, ready to fight her.
Yes,
and it took place on the ground at that location or set or whatever, that backlot. And so like that stuff was cool, but the when it gets into the CG territory, I was like, ugh. Fetz is in the chat right now. He texted me early today, and he had a similar point of view as me as the Vision fight.
Yes.
Between the 2 Visions. Looked like Man of Steel type of stuff, but didn't really care about it until they both decided to stop and talk about it. When they started talking to each other, I was like, this is what I want. This is I understand that it's a Marvel show, but this is a Marvel show that was kind of breaking the mold. And I wanted more of, as soon as this happened, I'm like, this is what I want to see. This show isn't about punching or shooting laser beams. This show is about the family unit. This show is about mental challenges. Even Vision is struggling with his identity, and them white vision and regular vision, or the physical vision and the sort of construct vision talking to each other.
Comics, is he called White Vision in the comics?
I don't know. I think it sounds weird calling him White Vision.
Yeah, probably. That's fair.
But he's like the physical form. I liked this sort of their conversation about the ship and replacing the parts. How many parts get replaced and then when you consider it not that ship anymore. Love that whole thing. Didn't need the punching. I understand it's a Marvel movie or a Marvel show, and you have to have a climactic thing. Yep. But I loved, if you wanted to save the fight for Wanda and Agnes, what's her?
Yep, Agnes. Yep.
If you wanted to save that fight for them and just have these guys sort of talking, it would have been great.
Yeah, like the ship of Theseus or something like that.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I really dug that. I like that play. I think Colleen called it out great here. I like that the Vision fight ended with a battle of the nerds. Right. Really nice. It's the more proper way the two Visions would end up settling. The conflict is a logic puzzle essentially.
And I like their conversation where even though we have been following this construct Vision, the sort of green and red one.
Yeah.
The fact that it didn't matter, like he it sort of looks like he puts his memory into the physical white Vision.
Well, I think he was saying the memory was already there, so he was essentially unlocking overriding the directive of kill Wanda or whatever.
But I like this idea where he understands like his identity doesn't matter because he could still live on through through this other being.
Yep.
And it was awesome. It was awesome.
I loved how that played out. Ryan Moore agrees with Ralph. I didn't care for the action bits. I liked they were fighting, but didn't care for the battles themselves. And that's where was it Fetz here said they didn't use time period glitching during the final battle. Could have made it more interesting. I agree. Right. I could see it. There's so many cool things they could have done to make the action scenes more compelling, and that would have been a really neat way to mess it up.
I feel like if this was a big budget movie, you'd have Wanda getting punched through a diner, and as she's going through the diner, different things would glitch and turn into like, I don't know.
Exactly. Yep.
A VHS store or
exactly. Something like that would have been cool. Maybe they didn't have the budget for it. I'm sure that'd been really difficult and expensive, but I think that would have been neat. Rocco's Retro, is it just me or do I love Geek Dad Life? Thank you, Rocco. Well, welcome.
It's just you.
Oh, come on. Rocco's Retro. Thank you. I also love that crash test dummies there in your profile. Your crash and looks like Egon and Hordak. So that's a good little crew there. Some of my favorite toys for sure. But yeah, that would have been really neat. What were you gonna say, Ralph?
Right. No, that I feel like maybe less action, so maybe not that. My only problems with it were, I think that I sort of saw Darcy's re-entrance from a mile away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this whole time I'm thinking, where is she in that van?
Yes.
Just like in Lost season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Hurley in that van?
Yes.
But I feel like Lost did it better. I think the editing wasn't as great for Darcy's reentrance.
Well, that, and then she just like disappeared.
She's just gone.
Yeah. And it was explained away in a really weird way with the mid credit scene.
Did you think about ET walkie-talkies at all during this episode?
No, you're talking about an ET where they replaced, in the special edition, they replaced the guns with walkie-talkies?
Yeah, because there was police and somebody shot a gun at a kid's face.
Yeah, it was the bad guy.
It was the bad dude.
Kids, yeah.
She pulled the trigger
at
the kid's face. And I know they're fake kids. They're like constructs, but still.
That was intense.
It's crazy that's imagery that's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's a good point. I agree. Gun violence towards children should never be a light. But I guess if you really wanted to make you hate the guy, I guess that's how you flip that switch. You know.
I can't believe it stayed like it's a straight shot for his head. Of course, they're able to stop it and whatever because they have powers. But still, I'm like, that's a bullet going for that kid's head. That character had intent to murder a child.
Yes,
on this comic book show.
Yeah, agreed. And then he just shot through Monica Rambeau as well. Like she jumped through and he keeps shooting.
Right.
Colleen says, was it Agatha's boots in the house she threw the car into or something? No, that was it. That was a nice, clever reference to Wizard of Oz. Right. And I thought that was neat. James, he says here the boots were a wicked rich reference.
I thought they were gonna curl up and
that was just this close. Would have been amazing. Love Darcy pulling a Hurley and barreling into town in the ice cream truck. But Ryan agrees with you. Lost did do it better.
Right.
Anakin agrees with Hayward. And you killed younglings? I will say, just a little sidetrack here. The younglings, Anakin killing younglings is the one part of his turn the dark side that just doesn't make sense to me. I don't see how he thinks. I don't see how he gets to that place. But that's just me. Moving on.
I don't know.
Moving on. No Doctor Strange. I thought he was a confirmed cameo when the cast was announced. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Did not get. So, and that's okay. Let's talk about. You want to talk about that for a second? We can kind of jump on first.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, we can do whatever we want. But let's see here. There we go. So I thought this thing like points up, and then Doctor Strange should have been up there. We don't see anything.
No, this is a reference to
Nick Cage, right? Or not? Yeah, Nick.
Yes, Nick Cage.
Yeah,
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Thank you, Nick Fury.
Oh my God! If Ghost Rider was in this,
but okay, so that's Nick Fury. She's gonna go help with Nick Fury. Cool.
Right. So bring on the Cosmic Adventures. We have. I don't know what her character's. Is she just Captain Marvel?
Who, Monica Rambeau?
Yeah, in the comics.
No, she has a different name, and I'm blanking on. I'm sure someone in chat will tell us.
Yeah, but that's cool. That's something I remember. Oh, you put the thing up, the background thing. It's funny. It works.
It works. Kind
of. But I actually understood this reference. Like something I actually retained was that Nick Fury was up with the Skrulls, and so that was cool. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah. That was. I mean, cool. That sets up that storyline.
Exactly. It tied her storyline right back into the Captain Marvel kind of storyline. At least as we saw it.
Cool. It would have been cool if it was Ben Mendelsohn, though.
Agreed.
But I mean, whatever.
We had this in scene, like the post-credit scene where she's in the log cabin.
Yeah. What is she?
You saw this? Okay. This was Agnes's book, like Book of Dark Spells, right? So,
and Eagle Eye viewers know that there is a book like this missing in Doctor Strange's Wonder Emporium or whatever it's called. The not the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. What is she? Is she now just learning to hone her powers?
Kind of. It seemed like it was her kids kind of calling out. So she must be kind of going into different dimensions. This is how it ties into Doctor Strange 2 and then potentially Spider-Man 3. Mm-hmm. So maybe whatever she's doing here is maybe what rips the space-time continuum that then leads to the issues in Doctor Strange.
And I was hoping to see the White Vision.
Yes.
I don't know. We don't know where White Vision is.
No, he just pieced.
Yeah, he took off and he's got Vision's memory in there.
Riley Bob, Sanctum Sanctorum Wonder Emporium. There you go.
There you go.
She's multitasking. Yes, I guess she can split her identities into two people. Right.
Right.
This is going
right.
through.
Is one good, one evil?
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, if this,
I think the best thing about this is this outfit. We get like
yes, we get the Scarlet Witch outfit.
The Scarlet Witch outfit. It's not like completely or comic accurate, but that would be a little much. But I think this is really good representation. I really like it.
Yep. I really dig it. I mean, I kind of like how it just gets into the whole witch lore. I loved how this, like, it expanded that in this series, and took it into, you know, just a different realm that we haven't really dug into too much in the MCU. So
right.
I've really enjoyed that with the whole season, or the season as a whole. So her fully becoming Scarlet Witch in this episode was pretty neat.
Yeah, because now we're getting magic, which we kind of got with Doctor Strange, but we're opening up the floodgates for magic, and then we're opening up the floodgates for cosmic stuff. I know we have Guardians of the Galaxy, but with Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's going to be, we are so close to getting an MCU Galactus.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it happen.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see MCU Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
I love Silver Surfer. And yeah, Galactus. Fantastic Four is being written, and they're working on all this cosmic stuff for Phase 4. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so close.
It is.
It is so close.
And I'll say, you know, the Galactus storyline arguably is like the first mega comic book event that kind of went over multiple issues. You know, I think it was Fantastic Four 48, 49, and 50, I think, was that those three stories. And it still holds up to this day. The second Fantastic Four movie with the Chris Pine, or not Chris Pine. Why am I blanking his name? Who's Captain America? Chris Evans. Thank you. Chris Evans. That Fantastic Four, but the Rise of Silver Surfer, or whatever it was called, the second one, was actually pretty good. Because it had a pretty dope Silver Surfer in it, and it kind of brought in the Galactus storyline, even though it was kind of a lame Galactus. But like,
it was a space cloud, and whenever there was like lightning, you could kind of see the helmet, maybe. Yeah. But who do you get to play Galactus?
I don't know.
How do you even do that?
It could be any. It's going to be CGI'd up. The Galactus, right. Whatever they pick.
Man, I can't wait.
It's gonna be great. That's Phase 4. Boo. That's the figure. Need the book and the effects too. Hoping for figure arts. I'm sure it's gonna be a Hot Toys. If they do a Hot Toys, that's a hard one to pass up. T14. Agatha said she was stronger than Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, but Sorcerer Supreme has sour cream and tomatoes. All right.
I need to get us a button to have the boo. Boo!
Just a groan.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, so like now I'm super excited for, not that I wasn't, but I'm super excited for Doctor Strange 2.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait. Agreed. Plus, it's Sam Raimi.
It's Sam Raimi. We have a confirmed Bruce Campbell appearance, I believe.
Right. Well, obviously, but this is what I want, Bruce Campbell. An alternate multiverse version of Doctor Strange.
Oh my God, yes.
Because Bruce Campbell in the 80s and 90s looked like Doctor Strange in the comics.
Yes.
Like, you give him a mustache, let him just be like a different Doctor Strange.
Oh my God.
I mean,
that would be amazing.
Like, really leopard print, big thingy, and
yes, please. I can't. It can't not be that now.
Yeah.
I mean, cool post credit scene with the kids there. It was really sad. Her saying goodbye. Thank you for choosing me to be your mother. So you're gonna find a way to bring them back. Is this kind of what it's essentially saying?
That could be a good, if there is another season. I don't know if there is or not, but it could be a good storyline for her moving forward.
Yeah,
because she'll pretty much do anything. Obviously, she's trying to figure out how to get them back here because they're calling for her. Yep. She'll do anything to get them back the way she, wanted to get Vision back.
Yep.
So that can open up a whole lot of trouble. Yep. Open up doors that probably shouldn't be opened.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's probably why she's gone off to the middle of nowhere, because she's probably thinking, all right, if I'm in the middle of nowhere, nobody's around, I can't hurt anybody. I'm just in a little log cabin.
Yeah. It's the opposite of the town she held hostage. Yeah,
exactly. And that's why she's there. That's what she's trying to do. But I agree with you, Ralph. It's still going to open up doors that shouldn't be open, and that's probably what sets up Doctor Strange too.
Right.
But all right. Let's see here. Other things. So yes, the big fight between Agnes and Scarlet Witch, kind of boring in terms of action set pieces. But I did love the way she kind of used the runes thing again. So I thought it was a really clever kind of way to get out of it. Because I was like, she's doing something. She clearly knows what she's doing. What's it going to be? And it hit me too late. I was like, oh, the runes. Duh. But I still thought it was cool to have both of them going after each other.
Right. Right. I mean, they had
to. Fett says, who was expecting Magneto when it was zooming on the cabin after credits? That would have been cool too.
I still wanted Dick Van Dyke as Magneto. There's your cameo.
So yes, the cameo kind of going back to Paul Bettany. It was himself. That's what he was referring to.
Was it?
The person that he really wanted to work with. He hadn't got to work with himself. You got to love that dry British wit.
Man, did he have to get all up in like a whole different outfit?
Probably.
Man, that sounds like that's a lot of effort.
You know what? Maybe they just CGI'd him.
Do you think they could have just knocked out the...
Yeah, because you could do that in Photoshop. You can just do like the fill color. I mean, they just did just a white...
Desaturate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that once... he did kind of unlock his memories. He had a more Paul Bettany, more normal Vision face. His eyes were more human. So I hope Scarlet Witch, I hope Wanda gets her kids back, but I'm curious to see the reunion of the West Coast Vision and Wanda. And, will there be organization? Because I thought another amazing scene in the film is when they're saying goodbye.
Right.
He kind of asks for that explanation, like, why am I here? What am I? And she basically says, you are my part of the
Mind Stone
that I have. You're my sadness, my hope, but mostly our love or whatever.
Every scene between them, fantastic. Loved it. Like, I seriously, I wish Agnes would have got crushed by the car and her feet under there. And then that was it. We got this sort of as the emotional climax instead of more fighting.
We still got the emotional climax, and I thought it was really beautiful. I think Colleen said it in here earlier. It very much was like, here we go. The ending with the hex closing and visually reminded me of the ending of Rogue One, where you have this kind of nuclear explosion essentially, and it's coming and you're going to be wiped off. And so their time is running out. And I really love him saying, I was a voice without a body, and then a body but no voice or something, and then now a memory. Who knows what I might come back as next. And maybe this isn't goodbye, we'll see you again, or something like that. But I thought it was really sweet, really beautiful, really moving. And such a, to your point, Ralph, like, I think the best parts of this season is its exploration of grief and, mental anguish and missing things and
loss.
And how do you process loss, and it's so fitting in a year, and I gotta credit Colleen with this thought, but it's so fitting within the year that we've just had. We talk about it's 1 year since we did our first live show. The whole world changed maybe a couple of days after that, in a big way, and so we're coming on 1 year of being within this crazy pandemic, and tragically hundreds of thousands of people have passed away, and it's kind of weird how much this paralleled probably a process and something that a lot of us have had to go through. So it's kind of really even more poignant in our current world we live in than maybe as it was made, than it was intended to be.
Right.
So I do think that adds a really nice layer to it. But I agree. Their scenes together are fantastic. Their chemistry is great. It's so sweet. And again, it sets it up to where this isn't. I don't see this as the end of Wanda and Vision. Clearly, there's a chance for them.
We after this episode, they had the preview for Marvel Legends. It's like a sort of a primer to the different characters.
Yeah.
And it was the Wanda one. So instead of having the Age of Ultron like they usually do, we watched it, and it was essentially just kind of a collage of her entire story leading up to WandaVision. And it's really good. It's really well done. I don't know if you've been to Disneyland and saw it's at the old Captain EO Theater where they have this like montage of Star Wars. It's like this really cool montage where it's just cut to music.
Yeah.
Really, really, really cool. Highly recommend you check it out. It reminded me that all the movies leading up to the show, Wanda's character really wasn't much. The whole thing hinged on just her relationship with Pietro.
Yeah.
Him dying and her sort of struggling with powers, but it never really got to this point.
Yes.
So after watching WandaVision, now I want more Wanda stories. I want her to show up in Doctor Strange. Maybe she'll show up in Falcon Winter Soldier. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
But that's in 2 weeks. I'm sure we'll talk about that. But this show made me really, really appreciate the characters of Wanda and the Vision. So as much as, I ripped on like the first 3 episodes, and as much as I'd like to pick the show apart, it did succeed in making me interested in these characters. And that's a testament to these sort of limited run series.
Yes.
I think I prefer watching a limited run series as opposed to just a movie. I don't know if I would go see a Wanda movie. But I'd watch a TV show because I feel like, it's the comparison to comic books is it's serialized.
Yes, exactly.
Stories, and you have more time to do these character developments. Can you imagine trying to do a WandaVision film?
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
Time.
Yeah. So yeah, this was really nice. I know a lot of people saying, "Oh man, I wish I had one more episode," but I think it was the right amount of episodes I could have done with less episodes. But yeah, I think from episode 4 on, the show was really great.
Yeah.
Except the circus music. I didn't like the circus music.
Anna Smedberg, WandaVision does take place before Spider-Man Far From Home, correct?
I don't know.
The same time as Far From Home, because Far From Home is after the events of Endgame.
Oh, I think Adam's mentioning that because I think someone mentioned they were looking for a Tony Stark cameo, maybe. I think someone mentioned it.
What, in this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought I saw that in the.
Wow.
I thought I saw something in there.
Because Far From Home, Tony's dead in Far From Home because again, it's after Endgame. That he's like that's Parker processing the loss of Tony. But it must be, since this is right. Yeah, it could be going on at the same time. Maybe one's a little bit before the other. Who knows?
Right.
Carly says, "We'll say hello again," and I burst into tears. She did. I was sitting, literally, her holding onto me and tears flowing onto my shoulder. I got a little misty as well, but she cried a little bit more. We saw the Alamo Drafthouse was reshowing E.T. for kids, so we went and saw that last weekend, and I was crying like a baby at E.T. because I always cry like a baby at E.T.
Right.
That one just gets to me. But anywho, JMT 14, I saw a picture of him on set in a gray suit, so I guess he did have dressed differently. Riley Bob, I was hoping Magneto.
Yeah.
Cameo. That would have been. So can I just tell you my for this episode. I don't think I have a picture of it because it was so disappointing. I did not like that Ralph Boner. He wasn't Quicksilver. He was just like a dude,
right?
He made to be. I was really hoping for a multiverse kind of thing. That would have been so much cooler because now you've essentially written off the best Quicksilver we've seen on screen, essentially.
Not necessarily, because I mean, she still has the ability to go into the X-Men Fox universe.
True.
And if she sees that Quicksilver,
but then
she's going to be like
the same as the other guy that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I want Bruce Campbell as Doctor Strange.
So do I.
I think when it comes to the multiverse, anything's open.
True.
So, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it much, but at the same time, like, there's ways to make it.
So yeah, I mean, in the scheme of things, it was the least important thing that happened in the episode. Besides the Agnes being, I guess she's just gonna be there. I really hope that Agnes or Agatha, she's now Agnes again, but Agatha, I really hope they keep her around because I think she is a really fun character that I want to see.
Right.
Is it Catherine Hahn? I believe it's the actress.
Yeah.
She's great. She's great in a lot of things. She always chews up every scene she's in, and this is like the perfect character for her kind of wit and the way she kind of steals every scene that she's a part of. And I really, really dug her character, and I'm glad they didn't kill her. Clearly, they're going to be interacting with each other in the future. So I really hope the positive response to her character means that in future iterations of the story, she can be around.
Pop up Ryan's comment there.
This one?
Yeah, both Far From Home and WandaVision are post-blip, so I assume they're both taking place around the same time. Yeah, because Monica comes back, which is 5 years later after Endgame. Right? Is that correct?
No. She comes back post-blip, which was 5 years after Infinity War.
Okay, but this is definitely
post-blip, so they're around the same time for sure.
Right.
There's theoretically a dude in a multiverse that looks like Quicksilver from Age of Ultron who isn't. So Shred?
Right. And then we like us talking about wanting Chris Evans, Johnny Storm to show up, like it can happen. So why can't this guy be Ralph in one thing and Quicksilver in another? We can still get Quicksilver.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
So don't. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna chillax for sure.
Yeah, it was just so. It was so already. We were so ready. We're like, we accept this. It's set up. We're ready to go.
Maybe they didn't expect everybody to be like, "Yeah, let's go." Like, well, we can just write off, and it doesn't impact the story or whatever. Like, no, we want that. Colleen says Agatha is the new Loki.
Put her on the Loki show.
Yeah.
Put her on the Loki show. That would be amazing.
Agreed. That would be dope AF. Jager says that's accurate. I don't know why that's too. Jeremy is says I think Agatha will turn into a recurring character. Maybe she can babysit for the Fantastic Four in the film. Caesar says Far From Home takes place about 7 months after Endgame. WandaVision takes place 3 weeks after Endgame. So thank you for the specificity of time there, Caesar. So this happens before Far From Home, then, I guess, essentially. Right. Jay Grimace, I've had too many beers for this much thinking this late. And my allergies are killing me right now. So if I sound really nasally, that's why. I've taken some Claritin, but I still feel like my head is in a fishbowl. But anyway. That's that. Okay. Any other thoughts on the episode, Ralph?
I have thoughts on the series. I'm a film score guy. I think Christoph Beck knocked every episode out of the park. Like I said, with the exception of the circus music, I didn't care for it. But I mean, it's circus music. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You just knocked it out of the park. Doing all the sort of time period sitcom music and then doing the just regular Marvel action.
Yeah.
Great job on both.
Yeah.
What I want?
What do you want?
Vinyl LP. I'm sure Mondo's going to do it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Vinyl LP with the art. One side, all the songs from the show will be able to fit on like all the different opening theme songs on one side. Christoph Beck's score on the back side. I'll buy it.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm down. Ryan Morris says, is Catherine Hahn the only person to play 2 Marvel villains, Doc Ock and Agatha?
That's right. She was Doc Ock in the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
But yes. Jeremy, are any thoughts on how Doctor Strange 2 will be a mix of suspense and horror? I mean, I think it has to be, right? If the title, Sam Raimi, like.
Speaking of scores, I don't know if we talked about this yet. So Danny Elfman is doing the score for Doctor Strange 2. It was announced, and everyone was going crazy because like, oh, Danny Elfman, why take it away from Michael Giacchino? And I'm like, Raimi's been collaborating with Elfman since 1990 in Darkman. Yeah. I assumed it was going to be Danny Elfman, and Danny Elfman does amazing work. And I don't know what the problem is. I am 100% all on board for Doctor Strange 2. I cannot wait. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get that too. For sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be great. And yeah, it's not like it was replaced with Hans Zimmer, like Giacchino was replaced with Hans Zimmer. No, this is Danny Elfman. It's a pretty good job. I didn't say it like that, Ralph. I didn't say it like that.
I mean, well, speaking of replacing, we talked about this. I went and got the Justice League, the Danny Elfman version on vinyl a couple weeks ago because Junkie X doing the Snyder Cut, and he's releasing it on CD in a couple weeks. Oh, and it's gonna be like 4-hour soundtrack. It's gonna be super long.
It's amazing. That is amazing. So, Jacob Parr is in the house. Shoot super late. What's up, gents? What's up, Jacob? If you don't know, Jacob is the artist that has done most of the artwork and color and everything for this channel. So thank you, Jacob.
Don't look. Don't look.
Let's see what else here. No, I think that's it. Okay, so yes, I would agree. Score was great. Cinematography was great. Visuals were great until the fight scenes were kind of lame. And I think the acting overall was really, really good. Love the characters. Jimmy Woo. That's sick. Is that for character's
Randall
name?
Park?
Randall Park. Wait, what's the character's name of the show? Is it Jimmy Woo?
I think so.
Anyway,
Agent
he's
Jimmy.
Awesome. And yeah, Darcy, the whole cast of characters was a lot of fun. You don't like Darcy? I love her. She's great.
I have Kat Dennings issues.
Why? She's a sweetheart. Why do you gotta be?
Do you remember when Jimmy Fallon used to play Pat O'Brien on Saturday Night Live? And
vaguely,
very nasally, maybe volume a little too high. I don't know. I haven't brought it up before. It's just a personal issue.
Okay, all right.
Ryan Moore agrees with.
Matt Trees, it is. I just finished watching. Oh well, welcome, Matt. Hopefully, we've talked about the bulk of the episode, but I think both Ralph and I enjoyed it. Yeah. Aside from the fly fighting, wasn't that compelling, but the actual drama outside of that was really compelling. Very good. James Rice, Fridays now for the show. No, we adjusted
today.
Friday for today to coincide with the last episode of WandaVision. All right.
I think the only other episode we did on a Friday was the finale of Mandalorian.
It was.
So if anything, the next time we do a Friday show will probably be the finale of
Loki or I don't know.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier,
yeah. Falcon Winter Soldier's in 2 weeks.
God, that's not very long. So that comes right off of it.
So next Friday, they'll have the Disney Gallery behind the scenes of WandaVision, which should be a lot of fun because I think technically, other than the CG fights, technically I think the show is amazing. So I look forward to that. And then the following week we start off with Captain America: Winter Soldier. So yeah,
it'll be good times.
Yeah.
Good times. All right. Jagerus, I love that Jimmy Woo now practices magic. Indeed.
Yeah, he got the handcuffs off with the safety pin.
Yep. Jacob Parr, I was impressed with how they managed to make her comic costume really slick, not too corny. Yeah, we talked about it earlier, but yeah, the way they pulled off the Scarlet Witch costume was awesome. Just total badass all around. And I think
the mask crown looked cool.
Yeah. And I love how it's like a manifestation of her witchdom, like her witch powers, which is really cool because they all had kind of different ones. And hers was the sky. So anyway, I just thought it was really, really cool. I still have to watch the last episode. Well, why are you here, James? You're gonna get spoiled on.
He just showed up. I don't think he heard any of the stuff.
Okay, well, the title is the series finale. So will we get another season of WandaVision, or is this it?
Well, if that's what they're calling it, I'm assuming it's it.
But is it that in reference to the show being done? But is it meta? Is it both? This was a one and done, or I don't know.
I say it would be both. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the next thing won't be WandaVision. Maybe it'll just be the Scarlet Witch and that other guy. I don't know.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. But if it is the series finale, are you okay with that?
Yeah. I don't need things to go on too long.
Okay. All right.
I'm good.
Because I know also right now another show is ending that's been around for a little bit longer, and that is Ducktales series finale is coming up a few weeks from now, which is really sad. Disney's just breaking my heart canning this show. But I did want to bring on Bobby Moynihan. I gotta send him a message, see if he can come on, chat about the show, because his Louie is one of my favorite characters on that show. It's really good. Caesar says confirmed limited series. Other MCU shows might get sequels, but not WandaVision. There you go. Caesar's got the real scoops here. Thanks, Caesar. Colleen Gladfeller says the storyline will probably continue in some form if they do end up setting it for their kids. It'd be the Young Avengers. Indeed, there's a lot of possibilities there, but this series specifically is over. But in the UK, they call season series. That's a good point. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. But I do, if it's according to Caesar, it's confirmed limited series, and that's it.
Yeah, I think now they'd be able to go out and make a Wanda movie, make a Scarlet Witch movie, and people would go see it now. I think they wouldn't have before this series, but I think everybody's invested in this would go see a WandaVision or a Wanda series or movie. Like I would totally see a Scarlet Witch movie now. I wouldn't have otherwise.
I agree. Ryan Moore says Ducktales is one of the best voice casts ever. So sad it's ending. I've enjoyed the whole run. Agreed. The voice cast is incredible. The stories are great. This past week's was it got into the Tailspin universe. And the way they handled that was really cool. Basically, the Baloo and all that stuff happened before, and now it's a old cloud kicker who's kind of a washed up Baloo type character still flying the sea deck or whatever they called that ship. I think it was sea deck airplane. Anywho, it was really good.
I'm not a Disney Afternoons guy.
It's
Gummy Bears,
huh?
Gummy Bears, I think, is the last Disney Afternoon show I saw.
All right. Gummy Bears is great too. In for 6. Wait, what? DuckTales ending? That really makes no sense. Yeah, Disney canceled it. They canceled it. So it's closing out season 3. Apparently, season 3 ends in a really satisfying way for the whole series. So I guess that's there. But the first 2 seasons are on Disney Plus. The third will drop on Disney Plus eventually. And hopefully over time, people will see how amazing DuckTales is. It's a fantastic show. Not just a kid's show, a fantastic show. Maybe the movie will take place after WandaVision. Caesar says Kevin Feige said the story of Wanda is a 3-part story arc. WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, and Doctor Strange 2. She will co-star with Doctor Strange. Not sure how Spider-Man fits in, which we have talked about.
Yeah, we believe that Spider-Man is already in an alternate universe.
Indeed. Jay Griffiths, gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
You're gonna get us shut down. That was so accurate to the actual gummy bears theme.
Gummy bears, I heard they were bouncing up and down everywhere. Nice, Riley. Bob. Jeremy is art. I still have Danny Pooty's response to Larry King about luxuries. Yes. Have you seen that interview with Larry King?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a voice actor on DuckTales. What do you think? But Danny Pooty is great. A lot of community cast. I mean, again, the cast is stacked on DuckTales. David Tennant, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Bobby Moynihan, Danny Pooty, Ben Schwartz. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Fantastic cast. Colleen says that Jeremy, that clip is hilarious. That is a very funny clip. All right, well, that's all I got to talk about. Anything you want to talk about? Anybody in the chat ask any questions? I'm about to melt off from the allergies. I am not sick though. I just have allergies. It's that you don't know, like the mid-Atlantic pollen season is absurd. Like just big swaths of yellow powder fills the sky, and my nose hates me. Other than that, but Ralph, it has been a fun year of doing this.
Yeah, yeah. I have to make my bed at least once a week, and you don't even see it. My shoulders are covering.
Let's see. Also, to any parents here, please check out Flora and Ulysses. Well, I will check that out. Our current
I'm boycotting that.
Oh, I didn't. What is there? Is it?
There's an issue. I have an issue with that movie, and them saying in their social media, it's the first squirrel superhero.
Which
is complete BS.
Oh,
because Chip exists. Oh, come on! Don't give me that. Don't give me that garbage.
I was in for 7 years. I know your pain. Yes, you know. I do not got the Rona. No Rona. We've gotten tested. We no Rona. It's just we're kind of going through the pollen season here. Thanks, Colin. I wish Danny was in more things. Agreed. I just watched Back to the Future, which we went and found NECA, Marty, and Doc first time. Happy Friday. Very nice. I've seen those. I picked them up a few times and almost have bought them, but I have passed. I love Back to the Future. I love it. I got DeLoreans everywhere, but just I've never fallen in love with a figure yet. And still those NECA ones, I just haven't.
The only Back to the Future toys I've ever had was the Micro Machines.
Oh yeah, those are.
It was a 3-pack. It had the DeLorean with the Mr. Fusion. It had the cop car, which was my favorite. The Hill Valley 2025 or 2020 cop car or 2015. Yeah, that's right. Was it a 2-pack?
It was. There was two sets. There was just the 2 cars. I think there's another set of cars with a taxi or something.
Oh man!
And then there was because it was a Texaco promotion. It wasn't an actual official Micro Machines. It was a thing you could buy at Texaco gas stations.
Oh,
so you had this little Texaco play set like you saw in Hill Valley, and then you had the car and the. But anyways, yes, I had this set as well as a kid. It's one of my favorites.
I love Micro Machines.
Same here. I feel pain in the wind here. NorCal tears up my sinuses. It depends on the season. This one's been hitting me pretty hard.
Yeah.
I found a Marty whose face didn't look oddly weird. Figured that won't happen again. Had to get it. Marty's face was my holdup. Yeah, the Marty's face on the NECA ones just don't quite have the look for me. They don't nail the Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
The Doc Browns are pretty good and the Biffs are pretty good, but I would need all 3 to kind of be slam dunk. So I'm glad you found one that looks pretty good there, Riley Bob. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's it for this week, Ralph.
Yeah. Hopefully some news comes up before next episode.
If not, we're going to talk about something, a topic. Pick a topic. Right. If anybody wants to send us in an idea, send a message to our Instagram, which you can find at, where is it at? Nope, not that one. Not that one. This one. At screen.geeks on Instagram. Send topic suggestions. We haven't done a topic show yet. I've thrown it out there and why Hans Zimmer sucks. But we could do like top 5 scores, favorite scores of all time. There's a whole bunch of different types of list shows or topic shows or whatever. So definitely hit us up with those ideas. And yeah, I think that will do it for this week's Screen Geeks. And until next time, we'll be back normal Thursday time at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then tomorrow, you should see my review of the Playmates Movie Star Turtles. Hopefully, maybe we'll get that up tomorrow. If not, at some point in time. Sunday is Toy Geeks. Monday is nothing, but then I got a special episode planned for Tuesday. Anyways, I'll show you more on Toy Geeks. Until then, everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye.